I believe if I didn't become your president, I believe that this country would have had problems like they've never had before. Not only the border, where people came rushing into our country from prisons and jails and mental institutions, murderers, drug dealers, and some vicious criminals. This is what they allowed into our country with their open border policy of lunacy.
Now, the Trump administration has been deporting criminal illegals as quickly as they can get them, but there's still the issue of those with deportation orders who just refuse to leave. And now it's going to cost them. DHS is telling the Angle that they're going to start charging illegals almost $1,000 per day if they do not leave. And if they don't pay, then their property can be seized. That's reality under President Trump. Break our rules, you pay the price. Joining me now is Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Mr. Attorney General, how much of a difference will this actually make? If they're not going to leave the country, why are they going to pay some fine?
Well, look, this is a novel idea. Make them pay for violating our laws. We do that with Americans. It works sometimes. It doesn't work other times. But it is a penalty, and it will incentivize people, I think, to leave. So I think it's a great idea. There's no downside to trying it. No matter what the percentage it affects, it's still going to be something better than what we have. So I applaud them for trying this. It's a great idea.
Well, one thing that's I think people are wondering about is if we have 25 million illegals at least in the United States, even going at the pace they're going at, which is a decent pace, you're never going to deport most of the illegals, probably not even 30% of the illegals. So are we really enforcing the law if we don't have the resources or the manpower to move the people out of the country who should have to reapply the right way if they're not criminals?
Look, I think Congress should provide more resources, obviously, because this is a huge problem created by Joe Biden and other Democratic administrations. But I do think that's why I like this idea. It does create some incentive for people to leave on their own because they're incurring fines, and if they do get caught and rounded up, they're going to owe this money. So I do think that's a good idea, but I definitely think there should be more resources directed towards helping President Trump remove these 25 million people from our country.
Now, Mr. Attorney General, you have a big announcement, I understand, you want to make tonight. What is it?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be on your show to do this. It's a great place to do it. I'm announcing that I'm running for U.S. Senate against John Cornyn, who apparently is running again for his 5th term, which would put him there 3 decades. It's definitely time for a change in Texas. We have another great U.S. Senator, Ted Cruz. And it's time we have another great senator that will actually stand up and fight for Republican values, fight for the values of the people of Texas, and also support Donald Trump in the areas that he's focused on in a very significant way. And that's what I plan on doing. And I hope that people will go to my website and look at what we're doing at kenpaxton.com and obviously contribute as well.
Well, you wouldn't be surprised to know that Senator Cornyn has responded to rumors that you might run. Watch.
Obviously, when you run for office, you get your papers graded. In my case, once every 6 years. And I'm looking forward to having that conversation. And a little competition is okay, too.
Well, he's up for the competition.
Look, he's had 24 years of this, which I think is plenty given his lack of production. It's hard to think of the things that he's done good for Texas or for the country. I can certainly point to many things like his gun restrictions, his lack of wanting to fund a border wall and disagreeing with President Trump on that, and even opposing President Trump's election in 2016 and the most recent election. So there's certainly many things to focus on that he has not done, and I think it's time that somebody held him accountable for that.
Well, Mr. Attorney General, we look forward to covering that, and we appreciate your joining the Angle to share that news. Come back soon. All right, and also John Cornyn is welcome to come on the show anytime as well.